It is not the end of the freaking world. Thank you everybody for tuning in to the nation. Really appreciate you all for following the channel, subscribing to the channel, being part of the morning coffee sports report. This is the Coffee Report, Law Nation Live here this morning, and I just want to tell everybody, come on now. I do know that I can tell the fans that listening to the Stephen A's of the world. I can tell it's all over everything. It's crazy to me because when you are a fan, you're supposed to be this way. You're supposed to believe in your team. You're supposed to fight to dust, to done for your team. You're supposed to be willing. I'm talking about willing to leave it all on the line. And that's what fandom is supposed to be about. But somehow, some way down the line, Stephen A. done changed everybody's mind and started calling Cowboys delusional. But people fail to realize being part of a fan is this word right here. And I'm going to pull this up, fanatic. The Webster Dictionary described the word fanatic as a person filled with excessive and single-minded zeal, an expression for an extreme religion or a particular political cause, or pretty much here, that is something that you're supposed to be about. You're supposed to believe in your team. It reminds me of a long time of us Pittsburgh Steelers fans. You know for sure that they didn't win a Super Bowl. It took them almost over 30 years. It went from 1979 or something like that to 78 until 2000 something to get to the Super Bowl. I know that they lost to my Cowboys. But the fandom, the part of being a fanatic, is to be able to stand firm and stand still with your team. Now, I must admit and I must agree that collectively, the way that my guy Jerry Jones, who's a wonderful business guy, he's a salesman. That's his job, is to put their butts in that stadium come Sunday night. That's his job, is to put people in those stands and to have people to buy merch and to have people to go out to the games and buy $50 parking tickets to get there. That's his job. But we as fans collectively, our job is to be the fanatics, believe it or not. That is the root word. That's the rudiment. That is the beginning of anything as it relates to being a fan. It's a fanatic. That's what it is. We are all fanatics in certain degrees. And all I can say is it is not the end of the world. It's not. And we can go back, we can look at revisionism. We can go back and look at history. We can just take a look at everything. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. It's always a pleasure, guys, for you guys tuning in to me early this morning. I hope you got your coffee. I hope you guys are ready for this year. It is what it is. I understand that we should have our reservations. You should get mad at the coaching staff. You should get mad at Dak Prescott. You should get mad at Ezekiel Elliott. But one thing that I must say, if I can pull up this right here, let's pull up this right here. This right here was, let's see what year this was. This was the Dallas Cowboys in 2016. The thing that we didn't do that game, we lost in 2016 to the mighty Giants. Everybody said the Giants were going to the Super Bowl after they beat us, and everybody was saying Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott. I heard people saying that Ezekiel Elliott was a bust. He's horrible. He can't run. The guy got 51 yards, and we should have picked up this guy. We should have picked up that guy. We shouldn't have not did that. We should have traded away the pick. We had so many fans. The ones that Stephen A. coined the phrase that everybody using. Nobody using their collective minds and understanding that Stephen A. he jumps from team to team to team to team to team to team, and he don't have a specific team, but he jumps to team, and he trickled down. And you guys listen to Stephen A. every Saturday, every Monday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday when he gets on the radio, and y'all say, okay, the Dallas Cowboys are delusional. But you guys never do your own homework. As my guy Vach Lombardi would say, the 80% out there will listen to Stephen A. and take what he say as gold, and they will say, "Law, you delusional." Tamika, you delusional. Or Cassandra, you delusional. Or say Prime Time, you are delusional. Or say my guy who's over here, Boomer Sooner, you're delusional. They will use those words They will use those words and fail to realize the word fanatic. They don't do their own homework and understanding the meaning of what it takes to be a fan. We supposed to be able to root for our team. We supposed to root for the best player that we see with our eyes on our team. We supposed to do these things. But when we look back at these stats, Ezekiel Elliott had 51 yards. And think about this. If we listen to the talking, I guess the ESPN's First Takes of the world and the Skip Bayless's of the world and the Shannon Sharp, we'd have got rid of Ezekiel Elliott. 51 yards, right? We remember that 2016. We lost that game. But somebody remind me what that record was at the end of the year. Remind me what happened, and do I have other information on that to prove my fight? Yes, Law, I do have other information. Let me just talk to myself at this point, and let me just go ahead and pull this around, because we all know what happened in 2014. Tony Romo, the greatest quarterback that ever put on the Cowboys silver and blue, right? I'm being sarcastic for those who don't understand that. But Tony Romo, he had 3 interceptions that game. 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 interceptions that game in 2014. And everybody was saying, oh man, because the year before that, we understood what Tony Romo, he couldn't stay healthy. He had this back issue going on, right? But this is 2014. Of course, DeMarco Murray ran his off. He had 118 yards. I think he had a fumble or something like that in that game too as well. But he did have 22 carries, right? But there was those same fans that was out there. Oh, the Cowboys are delusional. The same people that say that they are Cowboys fans listening to what Stephen A. Smith had to say. And I have yet to see one film breakdown of Stephen A. Smith. I had yet to see one evaluation of Stephen A. Smith. I had yet to see one evaluation of Skip Bayless. I have yet to see one film breakdown, film study of Skip Bayless. I have yet to see these guys do anything far as film study in the damn film room. But everybody out there, because they on the 4-ladder network or because they on the NFL, they always saying, okay, we value their opinions. Of course, they've been around there. Yes, they got the spotlight. But if you put me in the same chair, I guarantee you I'll shut Stephen A. Smith down. I guarantee you that. Because he don't bring the facts. He always bring the same thing that we brings out here as the fans say. He judging off his emotions. So when we go emotional, just like my guy Shango, when he went emotional the other day, everybody want to tell him, oh man, he's not a true fan. Shango been going out there to Oxnard. He been out there in the mix for many of years. But it's crazy. It's crazy to think. I want you guys to go grab your coffee because you know how it is before we get ready to go to work. But I just want to be able to tell you guys that this team, from what I saw last night, is no different than what we saw in 2014. It's no different than what we saw in 2016. So for those who out there who's not really to be locked, loaded, and ready to roll with the Cowboys Nation, I want you guys to leave. I want you 80% to leave, and we can just parlay with the 20. You know what I mean? We could just have a good time supporting and rooting for this nation with just a few, because it's always taken a collective few. It's always been that one person to make things change, a small body, a group of people. That's why I love the 300 movie, because it was just 300 of them. It wasn't 3,000. It wasn't 300 million of those guys out there who made a mark on this world. It was 300. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about those who's willing to ride and die with the team, and that those who willing to be for the cause of the team, but those who willing to sink real quick and with their minds and their small attitude of this team. I want you all to hit the door, because you're not truth. You're not true to yourself. And this is what it is. I understand you can be emotional. You can be one of those fans that say, okay, we're not this and that. But at the end of the day,
this is Sparta!
Yes, this is what it is, man. We will have to collectively move our mind away from the small percentages out there of fans, or as it relates to the Cowboys, the huge percentages of the fans out there. And let's look forward to this next game. I think that Ezekiel Elliott, the way this team, in order for them to win, is to run the rock. And I think that collectively, that this team will bounce back and get things going in the right direction. We will have those other guys to jump back in and say to themselves, Hey, hey. Let's get back on the board. Shout out to Say Prime Time that's in the chat box. Also, Marcellus, thank you for joining in too as well. Gregory have rumors that they are fake. Yeah, I heard that too as well. Wico would have helped move the ball down the field. Yes, I believe that the Cowboys made a misevaluation. It's okay to criticize your team in certain factors. And just like this, I believe that Rico Gathers should be out there on the field come next week. I understand that he had these type of issues with off the field. We understood that. And it could be some type of disciplinary ruling that's within inside the organization. So I'm not going to just subtly or denigrate the team on that aspect of it, because it is what it is. The guy got caught with something that he did not supposed to have, and then on top of that too as well, these are the things that we must remind ourselves of. Somehow discipline have to come from somewhere. So it needs to be a point in time where they have to show these disciplines. This is Say Prime Time. They need to leave Gregory alone. Hey, this is the thing. We all know that this world is designed of being a capitalistic society. And I think that they try to pour out this information the day of the game on Sunday. Normally news is not being breaking news on a Sunday. They try to hit it up on at least a Friday so you can run your ads on Friday, Saturday, because you get better high points. But I think that even though, they try to sully and denigrate this man, because it's too many moving parts with this whole Randy Gregory situation, where they try to put that out on the day of the game. Just crass of the national media, crass of anybody who really try to do that. Adam Scheffner, whoever, put that information out there, and it just doesn't look good for the league. They need to compartmentalize or something and get these things going right, because you just shouldn't have the free will to post some crazy stuff like that where you don't have 100% factual information. So it is what it is. Some of the coaches are trash. Lenihan and Garrett. This is from Adrian. I understand. But at the end of the day, this is the house that is built. And if we don't like the house that was built, either you can move on or you can try to make those improvements. Calling Jason Garrett, Scott Lenihan trash. Yes, I can agree to certain factors of that, but somehow, some way, at the end of the point, at this point, either you're going to boycott the game and not watch the game, send letters, send emails to Jerry Jones, let him know of your discomfort with the coaching staff, or you're going to get behind Jason Garrett and say, okay, although I do not agree with your stance with all this damn clapping, because I'm like you said, I'm 50-50 with Jason Garrett myself, but at the end of the day, there's nothing that we can do. We can voice our frustration to Jerry Jones, but Jerry Jones is a billionaire. I know some people that's thousandaires that you can barely change their opinion, especially when it comes to them sitting on a high position. It's just like that. It is what it is. So somehow, some way, Jason Garrett, Scott Lenihan, and as well as the Kellen Moore, the I guess what you call it, the cronyisms that's within inside this organization, it's just what it is. We cannot, as fans, as fanatics, all we can do is root for the team. We can have our discomfort. And I'm not telling you guys, I'm not trying to change your opinion. Those who are convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. I'm not trying to change those thoughts. But what I'm saying is, it is not the end of the world. Look at the positive aspects of this game. We finally got a chance for these guys to get out there on the field, because I already said all through preseason that these guys need some reps out there, and it showed on tape. So what we're going to have to do now, moving towards week 2, that they're going to have to feed the ball to Ezekiel Elliott. We already saw in the beginning of this clip that we saw for sure, without a shadow of a doubt, that when Romo came out there, he had 3 interceptions his first game against the 49ers, and everybody wanted to crown the 49ers as the Super Bowl champions that year when they played the Cowboys. And then 2016, the Giants. Oh yes, the Giants, the team we're going to play next week. They locked Dez Bryant down. It was allegedly on that play, on that particular game or what have you. And then on top of that, Ezekiel Elliott only had 51 yards with the fourth overall pick of that draft, and everybody was saying, okay, he's a bust, he can't do this, he can't do that, the coaching sucked, this and that. And then everybody silently hushed their mouths as we started to begin to win, and everybody started to jump on Ezekiel Elliott fandom at that point. So it is what it is. It's it's not going to look pretty every time Dak plays. Yes, you're right. It's not going to look pretty every time Dak plays. But this is the thing. If anytime you can see Trent Dilfer, Joe Flacco, Brad Johnson, Eli Manning, if you can see those type of quarterbacks win Super Bowls, I'm quite sure that somehow if we can just corral this team, if everybody just get on the same page, and if we can understand the identity, because that's the problem. If we can find the identity of this team, force everything to be a run first team, because like my guy Shango said the other day on his stream, there was people in there saying that we are a run first team, but we do not run the ball. So somehow they need to reevaluate this tape, look back at everything, run the football, and get things going in the right direction. It is what it is. This game will be better, of course. Yes, it's a prime time. It will. Shout out to those that's on the Facebook panel too as well. Tracy, thank you for tuning in. Also, John Price, Eric, thank you for tuning in too as well. Eric K, Main Hill, and as well as Freddie Serena. Hey. It is what it is. I have to run. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in to the morning Law Nation's Coffee Report. It is what it is. Do not lose focus, guys. This is our team. We love our team. We just don't like our team. We love it. And we should bounce back, be ready, get things going right in the right directions, one way or another. I really want you guys to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and also join the notification squad, because you just never know when Law Nation get ready to go live again. It is what it is. It is not, and I'm telling you guys, it is not the end of the freaking world. We got a lot of games left. I like what my guy D-Law said. He was talking about the aspect of this right here. Hey, D-Law was saying, hey, it's the first game. We hit bottom at this point. There's no way but up right now. And we are on our way up. And he still had 2 sacks. You calculate 2 sacks a game. The guy is on his way, man. He's just next level, man. And I think that with Eli gonna have to get the ball out real quick. And he can't run around like Cam Newton. So that's a plus there already. And it's looking at our division so far. The Redskins, they 1-0. The Eagles 1-0. It's a long battle. We'll see how everything shake up and fold around towards the latter part of this year. That's all the time I have for today. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute. Let's ride on out. Yeah. Peace. Had to get that out of my mind, out of my chest, because you guys know I love you all. I love you all. You know how it go. Yeah. Let's roll, baby. Let's go win this next game, man. Or let's just go compete. That's what it's about, right? Gotta compete. Shout out to you, Boomer Sooner. Yeah. Marcel, thank you for tuning in too as well. OGs rolling. What's going on, man? All day. Yes. Billy Joes, what's good, man? Y'all have a productive day today. Peace. Oh, it is what it is, man. Let me give my shout out to Coach Garrett, man. Let me bring him out. Yeah. Let's roll, baby, one way or another. Peace.